Welcome to Readability. I'm your host, Ashley Kelson. In Readability, we read all kinds of stories, from short storybooks to large chapter books. You could sit down with family or just lay back and relax. Every Saturday, we read, review, and recommend different books for your listening pleasure. I really hope you enjoy Readability. Let's get started. Here we go. As you've read the title of this week's episode, I have a lot to say about the Lightning Thief movie. It's absolutely horrible, and I can't wait to share my opinion. If you haven't read The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, please do so because, spoilers! I don't want to ruin the book for anyone. A lot of people agree with me that the movie is really bad and doesn't do the book justice, thank goodness. And I'm just going to skim the surface of this movie, as it completely ruined the book. Here we go, and enjoy. Prose. This is probably going to be a very short segment. Okay. Yes, they got the characters right, not their appearance, but we'll get to that later. Like Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, Grover Underwood, and the others, most of them at least. Luke was probably the most accurate appearance-wise, and he was just pretty spot on. The setting was good. The effects are pretty cool. Okay, I won't extend this. Let's just get on to the cons, because there's a lot. Cons. First of all, Percy's sarcastic personality is barely there. He isn't funny, and he's nothing like Percy Jackson in the book. Sure, he's the son of Poseidon, but that's it. Annabeth, oh gosh, her hair is not correct. As we already know, Annabeth is clearly blonde. They state that so many times in the book. But the movie, she's brunette and paired with brown eyes. What? It makes no sense. Grover, I don't think the actor was too bad, so I won't get into that. Yes, he was a bit more funny and outgoing than he is in the books, which could have helped if they switched Grover and Percy's personality, but that's just me. Minor thing, Chiron's a white stallion, but that's besides the point. It really doesn't matter. We don't have big characters like Mr. G, I know, Clarice LaRue, Ares, the god of war. He's a very important character in this book at least, or any side characters, which is really bad. Let's move on to the scenes they got wrong, because, oh boy. The whole plot of the movie to obtain the 3 pearls. Does that sound a little wrong? Well, it is. In the books, the pearls were just given to Percy. This is already a bad sign. They cut out the scenes like Waterland, Ares fighting with Percy, meeting up with Ares at the hamburger place, and others. It's really bad. Remember the scene of the Ares kids and Percy fighting during Capture the Flag? Well, let's replace Clarice with Annabeth and make Percy and Annabeth on opposite teams. Wow, the more I say this out loud, the more I'm realizing how horrible and inaccurate this movie is. As you may know, Percy and Annabeth end up together at the end of the series, but it's not rushed. In the first movie, it kind of is. And oh boy, I haven't even touched this subject. Guess what? In the first book, they are 12 years old. In this, they are 16. Which is completely wrong. The trio is supposed to be 12 years old, which ultimately makes the situation they're in more impressive. Spoiler for the Sea of Monsters, though I don't think that would really matter. But instead of the line going when a child of the eldest gods reaches 16 against all odds, it instead says 21. I know. This movie really messes up the plot, characters, scenes, and the overall feel of the PJO books. For a good alternative, I would move to the Lightning Thief musical. It has that feel of reading the first book. We have side characters along with the mains, and they're pretty accurate. It is so much fun, and it's music. So I would recommend taking a listen, but I digress. I hope you enjoyed my rambling about the Lightning Thief movie, or as we like to call them in the fandom, the Peter Johnson movies. Though, on a good note, if you haven't heard already, we are getting a Percy Jackson and the Olympians Disney Plus remake series. Each season will be one of the books, season 1 being The Lightning Thief, and I'm super excited, and a lot of other people are as well. Hopefully this one is faithful to the books. Let's hope, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It was a lot of fun to do because I'm pretty passionate about this topic, believe it or not. After listening to this, I hope you guys agree with my opinion about these horrible movies. If you like them, that's totally fine. This is just my opinion on them. Anyway, without further ado, here is our official readability ending. Thank you for joining me, your host, Ashley Kelson, on Readability. It has been a really great time, and I hope you join me again next week. Remember, every Saturday we either read, review, or recommend a book for your listening pleasure. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Keep reading, folks. Bye!